கணாதிபதி துல்சிஸ் ஜெயின் இன்ஜினியரிங் காலேஜ்.
Most respected management trustee, secretary, principal, chief guest of today, CAO sir, dean academics, dean examination, HODs, faculties, judges, delegates, participants, and my dear students. I feel elated to wish you good morning and to welcome you all for Sankalp 2013, a national level management symposium. On behalf of our college, I extend a warm welcome to the chief guest of the inaugural function, Mr. N.J. Lakshmi Narayan, Executive Director, Build HR Management Consultants Private Limited, Chennai, for making his time available for us today. I am confident that our chief guest, with his excellent record of achievements and expertise in the management arena, will fulfill his noble mandate today with distinctions for molding the student community. Most welcome, sir. I profusely welcome our eloquent principal, Dr. B.V. Ramakrishna Avargal, who is always our source of inspiration and an encyclopedia of GTech. Welcome, noble-hearted sir. I wholeheartedly welcome an energetic personality, our Chief Administrative Officer, Thiru T.V. Parthasarathi Avargal, who is a creator of congenial atmosphere at GTech. Welcome, sir. I cherishingly welcome our Dean Academics, Professor Ilanjari Pandian, sir, Dean Examination, Professor Murugan, sir, HOD ECE, Manimegle ma'am, HOD IT, Durai, sir, HOD Triple E, Sudhakaran, sir, HOD SNH, Jaykumar, sir, who are so cordial and cooperative in all our endeavors. Welcome, gentlemen and elegant madam. It's now time to rejoice as I extend my sincere welcome to faculties of other colleges, judges, delegates, and participants who provide continuous support to us. Participants of UG degree are welcome particularly to integrate yourself with our institution for your PG program. Welcome, delegates. I would like to gracefully welcome and commend the efforts of our MBA department faculties for organizing the symposium in a very smooth way. My sincere appreciation to you comrades for all your painstaking effort for this Sankalp 2013. Welcome, friends. I happily welcome my dear students, pillars of GTech, leaders of tomorrow. Yes, guys, you are learning to make things picture perfect by your involvement in this event management process. Welcome, budding managers and entrepreneurs. It's my duty to welcome the media people, photographers, supporting staff, each and every individual of GTech, and I take this opportunity to extend my gratitude also for all your concern and help throughout the year. Welcome, one and all. I wish the symposiums a pleasant and memorable, thought-provoking experience at GTech today. Welcome you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
A warm welcome to all. I am enormously privileged to have the chance to address our day's chief guest, a dynamic and vibrant personality, Mr. N.J. Lakshmi Narayan, Executive Director, Build HR Management Consultants Private Limited, Chennai, who in 2007 started an entrepreneurial venture with a vision to be the most trusted service partner for small and medium enterprises, family managed businesses, startups, and large-scale enterprises for building HR capabilities and building organizational and business process capabilities. He consults for organizations providing end-to-end HR solutions at 3 levels of interventions: strategic support, development support, and maintenance support. Prior to consulting, he had 13 years of industrial work experience at Balmer Lari, ICI, Sanmar, and St. Gobain. He has procured his post-graduation from DJ Vaishnav College, graduation from Madras Christian College, trained at IIM Bangalore, Process Lab Sumedas, and in transactional analysis leading to Executive MBA. Certified in Thomas Assessment and Certified Assessor for Confederation of Indian Industry, CII HR Excellence Award. He has got in-depth experience in startup organizations, multi-union environment, policy making and implementation, recruitment and induction, training and development, employee engagement, outsourced management, and corporate social responsibility, and is expertised in employee relation and human resource strategy. He also addressed at various forums on a range of topics including leadership, skills development, competency mapping, organizational change, and corporate social responsibility. We are most delighted indeed in having you present at this juncture. We cordially welcome you, sir. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. A felicitation is expressing a congratulatory emotion to someone. It depicts the person's strengths, accomplishments and gives best to them. As there is a saying from Helen Keller, honoring is the best and most beautiful things in the world. They must be felt with the heart. May I request our versatile intellect principal, Dr. B.V. Ramakrishna Sir, to honor our chief guest, Sir N.J. Lakshmi Narayan.
I request our principal, Dr. B.V. Ramakrishna Sir, the man of distinct vision and a fountainhead of illuminating ideas, an idol of knowledge, experience, and inspiration to all of us, to offer the presidential address.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Our respected trustee, Sri Sugalchand Jainji, and secretary, Sri Amarchand Jainji, both of them, they were stuck up at traffic near Sri Perumbudur, that's why they're not able to make it. And they personally gave a ring half an hour back and asked me to express their good wishes for the complete success of this function. The chief guest for the day, Sri N.J. Lakshmi Narayanan, Chief Administrative Officer, Sri Parthasarathi, Dr. Rajni, Head of Department of MBA, Professor Idanjan Pandian, Dean Academics, Professor Murugan, Dean Examination, Head of Departments, faculty members from other colleges, judges, faculty members of GTech, and my dear members of the electronic and print media, my dear future managers, administrators, and entrepreneurs. Once again, a very good morning to you. Now, I know you got an expert who is already here, who has worked with Baumol and Lowry, some of the reputed firms. I still see, when I cross the Mount Road near SIT College, opposite on the left-hand side when we are going towards central side, I think they've got a huge office of Baumol and Lowry. I still remember that. And I remember the Baumol and Lowry office of Connaught Place, Delhi also. Now, I know he has got a lot of information for you to tell. But then at the head of the institution, I thought I just wanted to place some ideas of mine to you. Many of you are the second year. Balance are in the first year. It's a matter of time of 6 months or 1.5 years where all the knowledge what you have taken from the college has to be converted into employability and marketability itself. Now, I just wanted to put across the ideas how you have to mold yourself for this very purpose. Now let us think ourselves as a fresh graduate who have come. First thing what we have is, as people always say, vision, mission, goal, all, it's all okay. But then, always, these are the definitions given in the book itself. But in the mind itself, we set something, we set a platform for us. We want to become this. For becoming this, since it is an individual, we have to think of the personalities who are already in the higher echelons of this same category, or the role models of in the same line. And when we set that goal, in the management parlays, it is known as benchmarking. You have to benchmark yourself with who is it, whom are you benchmarking, and what you want to become. Once you have done this benchmarking, in our interview process we call it a group discussion. I am throwing one more jargon, is brainstorming. Not with others, with your own self. You have to storm your brain with the ideas. If I have to become that as the benchmark, what is the best practices that individual has in him or has in him, which I should emulate so that I also reach that benchmark. So first is benchmarking. Second is best practices. Once these two things are over, I know me as an individual, I have my strength, I have my weakness. Once this is over, there are people who are threat to me because there are competitors. There are good companies, good professionals like Mr. Lakshmi Narayanan, who are the opportunity for me, with which I make a SWOT analysis. Once I make the SWOT analysis, I know where I am. Now, when I say I know where I am, and this is my benchmark with the good practices or best practices, this I call it the gap. I know the gap. Once the gap is there, for the gap also, I have to analyze. And what I do, convert my weakness into strength, change the threat into an opportunity. Once these two are over, then I have to equip myself. How am I going to fill in this gap? I have to reduce the gap. If I don't reduce the gap, there are going to be problems, because outside world there is competition. Now, whole of the industry, if you take, it can be summed up into two things. One is the product, and second is the service, or combination thereof. If it is a product, it has to be a quality product. And if it is a service, it has to be a superior service. If you have the combination of a quality product and a superior service, then what you get is a competitive advantage. Along with the competitive advantage, you have to equip with a lot of other things known as soft skills, aptitude, attitudes, and all various other things what is required for you to become a leader, which already as MBA students, you read in your own leadership qualities or organization behavior. I don't want to take a class for you for that. Once that is there, this is what I call it known as value addition. So we saw with benchmarking, best practices. After the best practices, then we came for the SWOT analysis. Then we understood what the gap. After the gap, then what I did was gap analysis. And again for the gap analysis, I do the SWOT analysis. And then I have the competitive advantage. And then afterwards, what I get into is known as value addition. It is the value addition that makes the difference. How Shiv Khera said, you can win. Because you don't do the same things what others do. You do in a different way. That's what you have to do. Out of the box thinking. Today, so many symposiums have happened. It's a wonderful out of the box. Everything, every day. You know, this credit goes to MBA department. We all generally, what we do is, we put it in a paper and type it. Handmade. Next is handwritten. Hand cut. Wonderful. Today, let me tell you, the innovative handmade products are the highest. You have seen 3 Idiots picture, right? In that the chap says, you know, these are the handmade biscuits and handmade chips. They cost $100, $200. Let me tell you, it is today, that's why if you say a Rolls-Royce car, many of the parts are handmade. That's why it is 2 crores or 3 crores worth. Because a handmade is not a mass production. It is ingenious, which has got individuality in it. Every human being has been bestowed with individuality. Do not suppress it. Make it come out. Then only you will be able to do it. With this, I just wanted to put across a few slides. I was just going through that. Can you switch on? Now what happens is, Master of Business Administration, we all think there are only 3 areas where, that is HR, finance and marketing. These are the only 3 things for the MBA students. But you have missed 2 more areas. And that 2 areas are known as operations and information technology. Only last week, 3 days back, I don't know how many of you read Hindu paper. In Hindu paper, we get a supplementary known as educational opportunities. There was a student from BITS Pilani. You know, people think engineering is separate, management is separate, and economics is separate. For your kind information, this gentleman is getting a degree from BITS Pilani, electronics, instrumentation, and economics. Just imagine, electronics, instrumentation, and economics. He is already in the final year. He did not waste his time. He has gone to London School of Economics, the repository of knowledge for business school, and he has done a short-term course of 15 days. And he says the amount of energy there in that school. Now coming back to the slides. Now, I want to introduce a new thing known as comprehensive business strategy. This is given by a gentleman known as Professor Sharad Sarin. He was the retired director of XLRI Jamshedpur. I've just taken out from him and I have modified a little bit. Now, in business we only talk about a supplier and a customer. Sorry, it doesn't finish with that. Or you want to go down? No problems with that. Okay. Now what you have is, on top, you have a supplier partnership, and then here comes the buyer, that's the customer. In that question is not the individuality. Today, everything is a partnership. What you have to have is supplier partnership and buyer partnership. Then comes is, we are working for an organization. In an organization, there is no boss and there is no subordinate. We have to have equal level of mind. Based on their education qualification, based on the experience, they may be put in the different echelons of the hierarchy of the organization. That's what I call it as an internal partnership. Now, once it is internal partnership is over, today, there is no enemies. There is no competitors as far as the outside business world is concerned. You go back to the Chinese philosophy of Ming dynasty. That time itself, the emperors of Ming made a beautiful statement which has been converted for business. In business, there are no permanent enemies, there are no permanent friends. The interests are permanent. When you take that idea in that mind, what you get in is a lateral partnership. Lateral means with your equivalents, with your peers in the industry. For that, for suppliers, you have to have service provider. These service providers are your lateral partners. That is where you get supply chain or physical distribution, whatnot and whatnot and whatnot, including today, India has become one of the good things in 3PL, third-party logistics. You keep seeing so many trucks, third-party logistics. Next is, there is something known as that lateral partnership. Most important thing what you have to do is known as strategic alliances or joint venture partnership. Today goal, even today politics has become alliances. You got United Progressive Alliance or National Democratic Alliance. Nobody can win alone. Today it's only a question of group. Unless otherwise you don't change your mindset for either a strategic alliance or a joint venture partnership, you cannot progress in this world because the world has become a small global village. Then competitors, don't look at the competitors as an enemy. Look them as a friend and get into joint venture and this thing. Then come is in the customers, in lateral partnership itself, education institutions like ours or universities or government, non-profit organizations where regulatory control and joint R&D, these are the organizations with which you have to bring out a lot of innovative ideas. Today, unfortunately or fortunately in India, except for multinational companies or large-scale industries, for MSMEs, we do not go into BPR, business process reengineering. Business process reengineering is what? Take the tree, uproot it from the roots, throw it out, put a new tree with the fruits, and next day itself it gives you the yield. But ours is a conservative society. So you have to recoin and rephrase your strategy, how you want to utilize old resources with new technology. In that, what you can do is business operations reorientation and process reengineering. In fact, I have coined this phrase for which I have certain rights over it. No problems with that. Business operations reorientation, process reengineering. That's what you have to do. Next, come to the internal thing, total quality management. There is something, quotient plan and daily plan management. Let's not go into that. Employees. Employees are the internal partners. Then comes is the functional department, cross-functional management. Today, there is another most important thing coming in is concurrent engineering. In concurrent engineering, small groups are formed. In that group, there is a core member, there's every element, including finance element is there. They all act as small nodes. They start giving the thing, and collectively, the whole organization moves up. That's what we have to do it. And then, this is how, and franchises distribution. This is the new concept of comprehensive business strategy. I just wanted to share this idea with you. Next slide, please. Now, what is the benefits of MBA? Manager skills, developing business expertise, competitive advantage, career advancement, recession-proof degree, and job security, career change, business connection, networking, starting your own business, entrepreneurship. Next. Don't worry, the future is bright with job prospects for everybody. Next. The value of MD, if you see, there is in GMAC an international survey of alumni prospectus survey what they did in the world. What they said is a good MBA degree with good qualification, good competitive advantage and good value addition is going to get 94% of personal satisfaction, 80% of professional satisfaction, and then additional 4% of financial also. You may get the money unless otherwise you have the personal and professional satisfaction. You cannot proceed further. This is a 3D dimensional. Next slide. As I've told you, it is not finance, marketing, and human resources. You've got operations as well as information technology also. Please do not shy away from information technology, MIS, what we used to call management information system. Today it has become enterprise resource planning. And everybody, we all keep saying SAP, SAP, SAP. It is not SAP. SAP ABAP 4. It is S full stop A full stop P. Next. In finance, cash managers, risk insurance managers, credit managers, management consultants. Here we have then investment banking associate, later investment bankers, treasurers, financial officer, controller, chief financial. These are the areas which you could go and just spread your knowledge there. Next. Marketing, brand manager, project manager, sales manager, marketing manager, area management, chief marketing officer, and even CEO positions. Today, most of the people, I've got two examples, two young ladies. One lady, she did her 2004, she passed out BE Computer Science from Anna University College of Engineering, gold medalist. She was IIM Bangalore project, and as an MBA today, she is sitting in somewhere in Europe in a senior position. Second lady, who is in the age group of 40-42, she did her BR from School of Architecture, New Delhi, premier institution. She is an IMA product, and today she is in South Africa, heading an international company. So it is not the question. When you become a CEO, management helps. Next. Operations. This is where you are forgetting. Chief Technology Officer, General Manager, Production Manager. These are also applicable for MBA people also. Next slide. Information Technology. When you have ERP packages or SAP, Chief Information Officer, Chief Technology Officer, Business Analyst, Pre-Sales Business Development, Sales, ERP Consultant, Project Manager, QA Manager, Quality Assurance, and then Functional and Process Consultant. You can have all these things. Nothing. You have your MBA DA, take a small diploma in something else. Combination of these two is going to propel you to larger heights. Thank you. With this, I think I have now, with this, what I want to say was, when you go back home, again I'll repeat back, see the top people and have the benchmark. Find out the best practices. After best practices, do SWOT analysis. Find out the gap. Do the gap analysis. Do the SWOT analysis for the gap. Have competitive advantage. Have value addition. I'm sure you are going to do that. And there are another 20, 30 top business colleges I just wanted to say. Let me tell you, in the world, out of 500 colleges, Indian Institute of IIM Ahmedabad is only 28th. Harvard and Sloan, MIT, they stand in the first 10. London School of Business comes somewhere in the 15th or 20th. Then there is something known as ISB Hyderabad. I don't know how many of you know about it. Indian School of Business, Hyderabad, that is 40th or 45th in the ranking. And I'm sure after doing this also, go get employed. You can also get one more postgraduate fellowship from ISB. You also try to become top class managers in the world. Thank you. With this, God bless the function and God bless the event and God bless the students. Thank you.
Knowledge sharing is an ancient practice, and today's motivational leaders and consultants in knowledge management are carrying on this theme. Sharing knowledge has helped mankind survive and evolve into the intelligent and productive species he is today. A man can only attain knowledge with the help of those who possess it. Sharing our ideas with others is the best way of creating more ideas. Now, may I have the privilege to invite our chief guest, Mr. N.J. Lakshmi Narayan Sir, Executive Director, Build HR Management Consults, Private Limited, Chennai, to deliver the inaugural address.
Myself and let the context be set. It's my pleasure to be here and great work done, and like how our principal did appreciate your invite. Maybe this is the first time I've been across for so many colleges and I've been at various forums. This is the first time where I'm seeing a handmade invite which is creative, very well made and personalized. It makes people stop, look at it. Many a times when people come to your house to give a wedding invite or whatever it is, enga kalyanam eppo andha ponna odi poiduchu nencha. This is how people respond to an invite. We just need to learn from there. I have spent 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 200 rupees on an invite, and I go home and I give this invite and people don't even take time to take it out, read, understand, and then pick up a conversation from there. Your college has made me stop, look at it, and appreciate it. Good work done, and I'm sure it is your MBA together with very little guidance from your faculty, I believe. And this should be kept taken forward. I also saw your Rangoli at the entrance. இன்னைக்கு நிச்சயமா எந்த பொண்ணுக்கும் கோலம் போட தெரியாது வீட்ல. At least நான் வந்த ஏரியால இருந்து. Now you have ready-made stickers. The stickers are down on the floor and you can get 8 புள்ளி 16 புள்ளி 32 புள்ளி 48 புள்ளி கோலம் ஈஸியா வந்துரும். It is your ability to do this connectivity and you're able to do. And when you're able to use salt and color and get that blend of mix, and you're able to do that fantastic rangoli at the entrance, it's great. The minute detailing and your organizing ability is what that counts when you get into your organizations. Sankalp, a student affair, a student event, should be designed, built, conceived, and delivered by the students. You can make mistakes. You learn from that mistakes. This year's Sankalp should be a benchmark for next year's Sankalp. The current first year students should outdo them. And that's how year on year your institutions gains recognition and attracts more and more industries to focus, handpick people from this bunch. I'm told there are undergraduates also in this group. Welcome, and honestly, many of the MBAs have reduced themselves to compete with the graduates. Why is that? We need to look back and see. And how do we get into it is what we need to look at it. This 40 minutes that I'm going to share with you is the changing face of what has happened when I was sitting there. And I have crossed over and I've gotten into the industry, and today I've crossed another milestone and I went behind my passion, and today I'm an entrepreneur. I have to say I am an entrepreneur before the industry starts saying that guy is an entrepreneur. I believe in myself and I believe in my dream and I chase it. And I think I chase it successfully. Just before starting, I would like you to go through this video. This is on impossibility, how things are made, and this is a classical one. And if you can go through this video, and then we'll pick up from there. This also allows you to settle down while this video is ramping up. And this is an impossibility.
Impossible. Impossible.
مستحيل impossibile. Невозможно. Impossibile. مستحيل. Невозможно. Impossibile.
Really? Impossible? What is impossible? Next time someone says, it's impossible, consider these quotes. Impossible? What is impossible? Was it impossible for the humble son of an Alabama cotton farmer to enter the politically charged arena of Berlin, win 4 gold medals, the hearts of the world, and become the true message and lasting memory of the 1936 Olympics? Was it impossible for a young girl who at the age of 6 was diagnosed with incurable polio, whose doctors told her she would require leg braces for the rest of her life, to go on to win 3 gold medals in Rome? Was it impossible for an athlete who one day decided to jump over the bar backwards instead of forwards, who was laughed at and booed at every track meet, to go on to win gold and revolutionize his sport in the process? Was it impossible for a man who barely qualified for the Olympic finals to take off into the thin air of Mexico City and land somewhere in the next century, shattering a world record that had hardly changed over 4 decades by 55 centimeters? Was it impossible that the first gymnast to score a perfect 10 would also be the second to score a perfect 10? The third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh. At the age of 13, was it impossible for a skinny 18-year-old from Kentucky to become heavyweight champion of the world, only to be stripped of all his titles and his freedom because of his beliefs, only to come back stronger and faster than ever before, to become the greatest of all time? Was it impossible for a team of unknowns, immigrant sons, underestimated and doubted in their own country, to surprise the world's very best, grow from game to game, and go on to win the World Cup and the hearts of an entire nation? Was it impossible for a simple shoemaker from a small town, inspired by his passion for sport and athletes, to pioneer an entire industry and become the founder of the world's largest and most innovative sports company? It wasn't. Don't accept impossible. Adi didn't. Athletes don't. And we never will.
Okay, that's something which I thought I'll set this context when we're talking about what is this seminar all about? What is this workshop that you're going to do? And how are you going to take off from here? I thought I'll talk to you about what it is when I was sitting on the other side of the table, and how did I see the world at that time? How were the families at the time? Maybe when I started going to school, and from that time, I grew up in a joint family where 28 people were there in that house, and my father was the only breadwinner. He had 3 sisters, 3 brothers, and the brothers all were married. They had kids, my grandfather, grandmother, and a whole lot of team were there. And it was in heart of Chennai city, and we managed to be there. And the men were employed. The women were supposed to be in the kitchen. And my father, evening when he walked in, the ladies used to move away. They used to stand from back of the door, and they used to use people like me to communicate. And the children were brought up by grandparents. A lot of stories were told. And I still remember my grandfather telling a story, ஒரு ஊர்ல ஒரு பெரிய, and he stopped. And that bigness, the largeness, the gigantic thing still goes on. And that's the way stories, moral stories, values were taught. And today, I live, me, my wife and my daughter, Miller, both of us work, and she also happens to be my boss. And both of us start off in the morning. Many times I travel, and she travels. And it's an automatic mode that my daughter grows. The women sometimes reach later. In those days, it was a taboo. Even today, some of them say, night shift la vena sir. Sir, appa veetla thittuvaru. Or 6 manikku வீட்டுக்கு வந்துறலாம் 5 மணி மிஞ்சி போய் 6 மணி. That's how we start looking out for a job. My daughter, maybe she didn't go to a babysitter, but she had the apartment taking care of her. 5 flats. Somehow she'll go and somehow she'll eat and somehow she'll sleep. And when we come in, we just have to drag her into our bedroom if required, otherwise she'll continue to sleep there. And you just about need to introduce the music or the scene. She'll tell you which cinema, which director, which producer, which... That's the Aditya channel that has done to her. If her grandfather is talking something, she'll tell, Mokka podada tata. That's the level with which she has grown up. And look at the businesses. Traditional businesses, we were just about talking. We specialize, Build HR specializes in small and medium entrepreneurs, and we talk about family managed business, SMEs and FMBs. And in India, more than 70% of the businesses are actually family managed business. And for your information, Ford Motor Company is also a family managed company. Walmart is also a family managed company. And if you need to understand family managed businesses, you need to understand your culture and your tradition. And I learned from my family, and I learned from whatever I've seen in my younger days, and today I take it as consulting. And I talk about family dynamics first. And from there, you take up your businesses. In those days, it was public sector. We are still talking about the Navaratnas, Maharatnas. We still expect Air India to take care of you. The flying angels are no more. The dreams have died. And in those days, it was those public sectors which was feeding us. Degree kadichitcha, PUC padichittiya, government udyogam kadichada, kalyanam panni koduthalam. These were the milestones that we were. I saw my uncles and the generation before me growing up. They just needed one government job. They needed to get married for them to change. I don't know from where they expected things to mature. Actually, the businesses are run with whims and fancies. Yen jadi, yen madam, yen makkal. Vela kadichirum. You just need to be very loyal, very humble. And that's how you get your job. Unfortunately, even today, many of us believe that. There were many sick companies. Sick companies means the family was sinking. They used to say, Moonada Talambara in the business on Tanadilla. 3rd generation sinks. I don't want to name the companies, you would know. You just take all the South Indian giants. The 3rd generation goes onto a loop. Most of the times, with the family, with the tata or with the appa, the businesses came down. Today, you have professionally managed companies. That's what we advocate. We talk about family, tata, appa, then the 3rd generation says that, I don't want to take care of your business. I want to go to the US, I want to go to Australia, I want to go to Canada. Anga poi paatram techa kuda paravalla. Business undi na paathuka maata. This is how this generation has grown up, and therefore professionally managed people have come into the business. Multinationals. Many a times in the interview table when I ask people what is multinational, they name some few multinationals. Can you name some multinationals? The audience? Edha oru company per sollumma. Sorry? Infosys, good. Yep. IBM, yes. Wipro, good. I'm happy that you're talking about multinationals like the Infosys, Wipros, the Tatas, which are all Indian multinationals. In my generation, multinationals means it was all those white skin. It was all those foreign money that was coming in, and that was the multinational. Today, we are talking about the Tatas. 60% of the revenue comes from outside India. Infosys has put the Indian technology in the global map. Wipro. What is Wipro? W-I-P-R-O. Good. It's Western Indian oil product company, and it was selling Vanaspati. And that became Wipro, and in 83, Azim Premji started coming up with computers, desktops. And today, Wipro is majority a software company. Your Santur is from Wipro, where you don't differentiate between an auntie and a young girl. That is Santur for you. And it is well-structured policies that you're talking about. The policies are designed to reach out to the people. The policies are not there to tell that this is what the policy says, you follow it. No. Today, the policies are tailor-made to reach out to the people. Privatization, it has got both plus and minuses onto it, but today we are talking about privatization, and we are talking even more. Today we are talking about virtual money, private equity, venture capital, or in other words, it's called OPM. What is that OPM? Other people's money. Good. And it's more about mergers and acquisitions. How were the organizations then and how is it today? It was individual driven. It was the vision of the Tata or Azim Premji or A.C. Muthiah or M.A. Chidambaram. These are the people who actually built empires. It was people oriented. And it was lifetime employment. You get an employment. People never talked about resigning. And I know when I joined organizations, I put my long service award as 15 years. 15 years if you serve in a company, there will be an annual day, and on that annual day your family will be called and you'll be given a watch. Today, how many of you will be willing to stay for 15 years for a watch? இந்த watch நீ வெச்சுக்கோ 15 வருஷம் வேலை பண்ணதுக்கு தான் எனக்கு தெரியும் நீ. This is the attitude towards your long service award. Your superannuation, which is actually a provident fund privatized. That superannuation that you're talking about, you had a scheme where if you do 15 years and if you do short services, commutation, and that's how the contribution came in. From there, we have moved a long, long time. The onus is of the organization to train people. It was people who were taken because they belonged to the so-called caste, creed, and religion, and people were taken in and given employment, and if at all they felt, they were training people onto it. The onus was not on you to get trained. Perks and benefits were given. There was a telephone line given to general managers and above, and you used to pay NYOT, 15,000 rupees you have to pay for that telephone line, and you had to wait for 3 years to get that line. And you used to be given a card if you are vice president and above.